Now let us talk about one of your biggest achievements. You were conferred with the Rajat Kamal, the National Award for Yugadrashta. That was in 2013. 2013. So tell us about how that happened and the entire process that you went through.
So again, the Yugadrashta, that docu-feature that again happened for Jubin Garg. So I was working with Jubinda, and the director of the film, Bhaskar Jyoti Mahanta sir, I call him Bhaskar Da. So he was doing some other project with Jubinda, and that's how I met him, and he offered me this project. So while I was doing, I was never thinking ki okay, this is going to be in that level or something like that. But it was a very interesting project. It was all about again Satriyas, one of the most prominent Satyadhikar from Majuli, how he reformed the society, and it's very musical. Yeah, that's how it happened, and I'm glad that I got the recognitions. But yeah.
Once you received that recognition, what happened after that? As a musician, as a winner of a national award.
Strangely, after national award, there was not much of the things that happened in my life, because of course it may like help lots of people, but for me suddenly the work started. जो काम आ भी रहा था, it's stopped suddenly. For almost like 10-11 months there was nothing, because at that time I was in Mumbai, and I was working on few projects for Pritam Da and other composers, and Assam में भी I was doing independent work, Bombay में भी कर रहा था. तो अचानक there was no work. On the contrary, my social media was flooded with likes and comments and ki okay, you have done great. But yeah, after 10-12 months only suddenly I started getting work again. People started calling me, but yeah, the struggle was same. Yes, means in fact little bit more, and of course ये भी हो सकता है कि 2013 I was very young to realize how big or prestigious the national award is, but every year at least like 100-150 people gets this award. So I think the real challenge is the real world. It's great to win an award, but the real world is something different. I think it's a moment. So you can celebrate for a day or two or a week, but not more than that. I think it will make your life difficult then, if I can say so.
Now let us talk about something that is a very passionate project of yours, Project Borgeet.
Yeah.
Tell us about Project Borgeet, a bit about what Borgeet is, and how are you trying to make a mark with this kind of a project?
Yeah, the whole concept of Project Borgeet was this thing only. Ki whenever like I came out of Assam, and Project Borgeet was composed by the most legendary artist we call Mahapurush, Srimanta Shankar Deva and Sri Madhav Deva. It's almost like 500-600 years ago, and it's like the classical form of music for Northeast India, and which is not yet recognized as classical music. That's a different thing, but yeah, we considered it as like the classical music, and those songs are so beautiful, so unique. The rhythmic pattern, the notes and the scales and everything is very unique, and people still practice those songs, and people go to schools and learn those music. And I thought ki this conversation should start across Assam, which is already happening, but I thought ki if I can like contribute something, that's how the whole Project Borgeet things happened. And we went to Macedonia, we took 2 Borgeet, and we recorded like almost like a 85-piece orchestra and a choir group from Shillong, almost like a 16-piece choir group, almost 115-120 musicians. So it's like a tribute to those 2 Mahapurush through this project. Yeah.
Okay, so let us talk about what do you think that you want to achieve through a project like this? What does it do to say the youth who obviously are not that exposed to music of such kind? Do you think making it in a much more relatable context for them will help them accept it?
No, I want to tell the first question. There's nothing that I want to achieve from this project. I want this actually the conversation to start. Like, this is what I wanted to happen. Ki if I go somewhere outside of Assam, so someone I want really to talk about Borgeet. Means like I'm quite sure after you heard the name Project Borgeet, you will go to Google and search what reality is, how is Borgeet, how beautiful those songs are, and this is my primary concern. And obviously, but now I am really happy the new generation are practicing this kind of music, and they are like more aware than what we used to be at that time, because we are like mostly surrounded with film songs and everything. But today's generation, I feel really I don't have to do anything. We don't have to do anything for them. They are already very concerned and aware ki we have to like take our culture ahead. Doesn't matter if we are an Assamese or a Bengali or Punjabi, but nowadays I think the younger generation are doing much more what we could have done like long back ago.
Tell us about why did you think that you will move to Mumbai? You were already doing pretty good work in Assam.
Yeah.
So why did you want to move to Mumbai?
Come on, Mumbai is like dream for everyone. But I was in Chennai, like I told you. At that time, Tup Tup got one award in a music award show in Assam, whose jury member was Jhobajoti Fukan, who is known as DJ Fukan here. So he called me and he introduced me to Pritamda. That's how the whole Mumbai journey actually started. I thought ki I will come to Mumbai one day, someday, but that whole things happened suddenly, very suddenly, and yeah, that's how it started.
After your 2013 National Award, you know, after like 9 or 10 months, your first project came about, Rabindranath Tagore. Stories of Rabindranath Tagore by Anurag Basu.
Yeah.
Now, that's a very serious project that you were given the responsibility of. How did you approach it? After winning that national award and then practically very little work for about 9-10 months, and then you get a project which is that challenging.
Yeah, means the national award tab tak means it was like fading away from my thing, because nothing was happening. Before that also I did some very weird kind of some projects just to give my bills and all. But yeah, I met Anurag Basuda while I was working on this project called Barfi for Pritamda. I was a small part of that project, but I became very close to Anuragda, and then suddenly called me up and tab the true callers mein naam aata tha Anurag Basu knew. I thought it's like a prank call, so I just cut the phone. So because I was like some other zone only in my life, so I thought ki someone like pranking on, and then Anuragda sent me that message ki hi, he called me namesake. So hi namesake, please call me back. Then he offered me one 45 minutes I don't know what you can say, there is like a story, 1 घंटा का जो film जैसा ही है, it's like for MTV. That was directed by Akash Khurana. So Anuragda introduced me to Akash Khurana. Then I did that project first. Yeah, after that project, Anuragda told me about stories by Rabindranath Tagore. Ki he's doing this project and for a channel, and if I want to be a part of it. So for me, it's like I was like hungry for work, because at from 2005 to 2011-12, I was like working like 24 hours. Like, so I was like so happy. And that is also Anurag Basu, jinka film dekh ke we are like grown up. And then he gave me one scene that is also a part of the story Chokher Bali. जहाँ पे I don't know if you have seen that the whole series. So the scene was जहाँ पे राधिका apte comes from the staircase, Sumit Vyas को देखते, there is no absolutely dialogues, and it's again very Anurag Basu thing, no dialogue, only musical, slow motion things. There was like almost like 2-3 minutes of scene and he gave it to me कि ये score करके मुझे दिखाओ आप. तो मैंने I was so hungry about work, तो मैं शायद 4-5 घंटे में वो करके मैं अनुराग दा को दिखाया and he was like very happy. And but that whole project was like very learning process for me, and for many things. एक तो I got to listen so much of Tagore's song, which is like again so much of means I think it's some of the jam songs that Anurag da has specifically selected for that project. कुछ गाना मैंने कभी नहीं सुना था, उसके ऊपर भी ऑल दो स्टोरीज बाय रविन्द्रनाथ टैगोर, कुछ मैंने पढ़ा था पहले ही इन स्कूल टाइम, बट कुछ नहीं पढ़ा था. एंड दिस प्रोजेक्ट वॉज अगेन वेरी स्पेशल फॉर मी बिकॉज आई डोंट नो इफ यू हैव लाइक हर्ड द टाइटल ट्रैक. सो दैट टाइटल ट्रैक एक्चुअली द कंपोजिशंस जो है, सो इट इज़ बाय वन लेजेंडरी कंपोजर कॉल्ड ज्योति प्रसाद अग्रवाला. तो एंड आई somehow I got the very similar connection of Tagore's song and Jyoti Prasad Agarwala as music. Though I just tried to fuse it, and it came out really nicely, I think. But I'm really very proud of that project. Proud so because I'm like associated with that project. Yeah, that's how that whole project happened.